Now, this movie you wrote and directed called Nobody Walks.
I co-wrote it with Lena Dunham, and then I directed it.
Was this part of the Sundance Institute? So this is really one of the...
We did the Screenwriters Lab, the Sundance Screenwriters Lab, which is an amazing experience because all these industry kind of mentors come and they read the script and they give you feedback. And it's just such a valuable thing to hear their thoughts on the script, and you kind of evolve with them and just make it better.
So you come out of it's like a boot camp in a way, so you come out, and did you take some of the influences that you got at the lab?
Completely. I mean, and people really bring their sort of personal experience and their take on what the movie is, and then we like kind of got together and translated what that meant to us in the script and made a lot of changes as a result and made things deeper. One of my favorite scenes in the movie was an in before the scene between you and Colt. There's a scene between Rosemary and her daughter in the film.
About boys on the bed?
Yeah, exactly. And that scene wasn't
scene.
In before the lab, so after, that's when the lab inspired us to add that scene.
To me, actually kind of grounded the film in a way. You realize so much about Jenna, right? What's your character's name? Julie.
Yeah.
About her life and her choices when all this stuff is unfolding around you.
Especially when you have a world that's like a bigger world with a lot of different people. It's nice to actually see all of them interact. You know what I mean? Like we want to see the mother with the daughter. The mother. I love the scene when Olivia gets out of the pool. And Mason comes and says, "You're a girl." We need to see everybody, even if it's just that tiny little moment. She walks into his bedroom. It's important to know where we are and who we're with. I think. Yeah.
Especially those primary relationships, like mother and daughter, is so important to ground because they have so much history that's like sort of touched on in the movie, but it's not. You don't really see it until that one scene, and that scene's like an opening.
And what is for you? You know, and I was interviewing Olivia earlier about this girl just comes in to this world, this existing family that seems to be, going along very well, and just kind of takes everybody out within a week or whatever the time frame is in the film. And for you, where did it come from? Is this something that...
I think part of that is like that thing about being 23 and not really knowing who you are yet and not knowing how to take responsibility for your actions and being self-aware to know that you're screwing up, but not self-aware enough to actually get better in terms of your actions. So she's on that teetering edge, and towards the end, I think that there's some self-awareness about, oh, actually, I can't behave this way. That you can't, you can't just sort of be who you are without consequences. That what you do actually affects other people. And I think it's that dawn of a realization, as immature as it may be, happens for that character at the end of the movie. And part of wreaking havoc is like it is those dominoes, and each one kind of affects her in a different way.
I think it's up until the last scene of the movie with you that she doesn't kind of realize it until that time.
Right.
Like, oh, wait, oh yeah. This is the end of the road for me here.
Yeah.
And Rose, for you, what made you want to? Obviously, you work all the time and you do great stuff. And why this part for you?
It really was the script. I mean, there's lines and there's always like a thing that just like pulls you in. Whether it's a line like "Don't embarrass me" or something where you're just like, I want to know what that is. You know what I mean? And I want to understand why this marriage, or she's married to this she used to be this rocker's girlfriend, and then she ends up here, and you just want to get in there and something intrigues you, and you say, I need to know more, and hopefully the audience wants to know more with you and wants to see the movie, but it's a selfish thing, essentially, you know what I mean, because sometimes you just want to say those words, and then of course you find out like Krasinski's on board or someone, and you're like, I'd love to.
And your scenes with Justin Kirk,
oh my God, I love
Rose
Justin
plays
Kirk.
a therapist, and he's just a composite, basically, of Los Angeles. He's writer, kind of director, you're not really sure, actor, but he is brilliant in his narcissism and kind of naive narcissism. Like he has no idea.
He doesn't see
nothing,
hear
like,
it at all.
Has no idea. It's so great. I really enjoy it.
Just the way that his mind works, you're just kind of always hanging on his every word. I mean, watching the two
and
of you together,
even if he's a little, he's still got a sex appeal, even when it's like appropriate or a complete narcissist.
Yeah.
He's like,
wow, totally narcissistic, hateful.
I think I might want to kiss him.
Yeah. It's so true. It's great to meet you, and thank you for coming by.
Thanks for having us.
Crazy Sundance schedule.
Yeah.